Once upon a time, in a small trading town surrounded by dusty roads and golden sunlight, there lived a merchant and his donkey. Every day, the donkey carried heavy sacks of salt across long, uneven paths. He worked from sunrise to sunset, sweating under the burning sun. But the merchant was not a kind man. He never thanked the donkey, never offered rest, never spoke a gentle word. To him, the donkey was just another tool. One day, as they were crossing the river, the donkey slipped on a rock. The heavy bags fell into the water, and all the salt dissolved in seconds. The merchant shouted in anger, "You useless animal!" He beat the poor creature with a stick. The donkey cried out in pain, unable to speak, unable to defend himself. That night, he sat by the river, bruised and silent. Staring at the water, he whispered softly, "I didn't do it on purpose." But the merchant didn't care. The donkey's heart was full of hurt. He silently wished that someday his master would understand what it means to feel pain. Weeks passed. The donkey continued his work quietly. One afternoon, the merchant's young son came to play by the same river. The boy laughed as he threw stones into the water. The donkey stood nearby, watching quietly. Suddenly, the boy slipped on a wet rock and fell into the river. He screamed for help. The donkey could have reached him. He could have saved him. But a dark thought entered his heart. Now his father will understand what it feels like to lose something precious. So he stood still, watching as the water carried the boy away. Moments later, the merchant came running. He saw the river, the toy floating on the surface, and realized his son was gone. His scream echoed through the valley. He dropped to his knees and wept until his voice broke. The donkey stood on the hill, watching silently. He had thought this would bring him peace, but instead his heart felt cold. His eyes filled with tears. "No," he whispered to himself. "I was right, but not wise." From that day on, the donkey worked quietly, but he was no longer the same. He learned that revenge never heals pain, it only spreads it. Justice isn't about hurting someone back. It's about standing for truth with kindness. In life, we all face moments when someone treats us unfairly. They lie, they hurt, they betray. And sometimes we want them to feel our pain. But true strength isn't found in revenge. It's found in forgiveness, in compassion, in choosing peace when your heart is broken. So remember, you don't have to be cruel to be right. You can still stand for truth with love. Because true justice heals. It doesn't harm. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And join us tomorrow for another story that reminds us what it truly means to be human.